Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy, the Problem Child, here today to talk to you about what I was saying in the rest of my video about the politics in WWE. Now, it's basically not about the politics in WWE because, just like I said, you hear stories. I'm not backstage. I don't know what's really going on, but you do hear stories about wrestling business and the politics that happen backstage. But I'm more here to talk about the Senate run that Linda McMahon is doing. Is it killing the WWE product? And I would like to get a lot of you guys' opinions and stuff. If I'm wrong about this, it's just an opinion. It's not me stating facts or anything like that. It's just an opinion of how I feel and what I feel like is going on and what I'm seeing with my own eyes on the TV, in the news, and everything else. Um, Linda McMahon doing this political thing. Why is it that it seems like every time millionaires become billionaires or they become richer, they always think they can change the world just because they made a couple of bucks in whatever business that they did that was very successful? They feel like they need to run for senate or mayor of a city or hell, even governor, and it makes you kind of wonder. It makes you kind of think like, why is it that she feels the need to go into politics? And it's not like nobody can tell me on here that it's none of my business why she feel like she goes into politics. And yes, I don't live in the state that she's running for, but she's still going to be in those seats, and she still can vote on bills and stuff like that, and can influence bills getting passed. So for me, it is kind of my business, even though I don't really dig into politics too much. But it's also affecting the product, in my opinion. You see on your TV, in a recent statement, Vince said that he felt like the product was being rated G a bit, was going in the G route, a kiddie route. Now he said it from his own mouth. So if you feel that way, if you feel like the writers are writing that way, why is it not being looked at? Why is it that when you make the final decisions and you cut like a lot of the good things out, you're still leaving the kiddie stuff out? It's down to you. You the one that's making the final decisions. So another thing is that why is Vince, still also, if he's want to be focused and be, focused on his wife political business, why is he still staying in WWE trying to run that? I mean, I don't understand it. Yes, he's giving power to Triple H, and just like I told you guys before, to me personally, I think that that's going to be a lot of bullshit. But he's giving power to Triple H and Stephanie McMahon more and more. We're seeing that on the corporate site. We're seeing that. We're hearing that on the dirt sheets and even in the news that he's kind of lowering down his product. So sooner or later, we're gonna have to go ahead and ask these questions to Stephanie and Triple H, maybe even Stephanie a little bit more. But why is it that why is it that you're trying? Why is it that the product is suffering just because Linda McMahon is trying to keep a squeaky clean image for the Senate seat? Why is that? Why is it that she doesn't have nothing to do with the business anymore? She really doesn't. If she's supposedly not in the business, then how come in 2008 all these people was fired at the same time Vince announced that they lost money? Why was all these people being released, and yet, and nobody ever questioned that. Even though WWE was always saying in the news that that Linda is putting up her own money, Linda, has nothing to do with the business. Then they did that stand up for the WWE thing, which I thought was a fucking joke. And I felt bad for some of the stories that a lot of people was putting on YouTube, like I was in the military and stuff like that, and I got injured, and WWE, and like I was a sick kid, and then WWE sent me in the back to meet Stone Cold and stuff like that. And yet, after the seat was gone and after she lost, we still get stuck with these guys. These nothing came out of it, and the stand up for WWE thing just got pulled away, and now all of a sudden, and I'm just trying to figure out like, what is it that you're trying to become? I've had a discussion on the podcast with a lot of people, and when I said that they really want to win the Emmys, they want to win Emmys for the stuff that they do, and a lot of people disagree with me, which is fine. I have no beef with that. But I would like to know what about you guys on YouTube? Do you feel like that that's what they want to do, that they're sick of being a wrestling company, and that they're trying to make it so kid friendly and so family friendly that they just want to be purely entertainment. Like sooner or later we're gonna get to the point where there is no need for a wrestling show anymore, that they're just gonna use the characters in background beatdowns and stuff like that, and just put the belts on, maybe have a competition every couple of months or whatever, because that's what it seems like WWE is going into that route. It seems like that it's going to the stage where we're just gonna get sick and tired of it, man. And a lot of us already are. A lot of us are tuning out and stuff like that because they just don't want nothing to do with the product anymore. They feel like they're not even trying no more. And me personally, that's how I'm feeling. I feel like, is WWE even trying to put on a good product? Are they even trying? They got this 3 hour Raw, and it's more promos and basically, they got everything in there, but mostly it's about what happened last week. It's about what happened last month. It's about what's on Twitter. It's about what's on Tout and stuff like that. Is that you're trying not to make storylines that are a little bit more controversial because she is running for Senate? And if that's the case, what's the point? Why even bother with this? Why is it that the product is suffering a bit because of Linda McMahon in his Senate seat? And somebody please tell me what's going on here with this. You got and then you sit up there and you put her in the seat. What's gonna happen to WWE? Are you gonna go back to doing what you're doing because she has nothing to do with the company anymore? Or are you gonna try to get on Nickelodeon? Ladies and gentlemen, and they already going to Ion channel. And for y'all guys that don't know what Ion is, it used to be PAX. And if you don't know what PAX is, it's basically like this very family Christian orientated thing. It's not TBN, but you can tell like a lot of it is church influence and a Christian influence and stuff like that. So that type of channel, you're putting wrestling on that type of channel now. What is it that you're trying to pander to now? You know what I mean? Are you trying to pander to the Christian crowd? Are you trying to, you're trying to be so right wing that you're going and pandering to the Christian thing now? Now we're trying to underground say that Linda is a Christian, a born again Christian. I mean, honestly, I haven't heard them say that. It's just speculation on my part. But I mean, what's going on here? I mean, I'm looking this way and I'm seeing this. I'm seeing that you want to go ahead and do the kids thing. So you're basically going to highlight Hornswoggle and stuff like that. You're saturating us with all this wrestling, but nothing is really there to talk about. You're not. I feel like WWE is not putting 110% in their wrestling product. I really do. I feel like that they're trying so much to be this kid-friendly, family-friendly show that they're forgetting the art and the roots of what they used to be. Now, and it's making the product suffer a bit. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, there's some things I have enjoyed about WWE, in the past couple of months. I'm not gonna sit up here and say everything's bad, because everything isn't bad. But it's suffering a little bit more than what. I mean, it just, for some reason right now, it's just like wrestling is a blur. There's nothing to really remember and reflect on and say, oh yeah, I love that about this year. You know what I mean? In WWE. Now in other wrestling, that's a different story. But in WWE, it just seems like this year of wrestling is going about in a blur. Last year we had the Money in the Bank match. This year we had the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, and it was just an okay pay-per-view. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it was just an okay pay-per-view. You had in January you had the Royal Rumble, which wasn't a bad pay-per-view. Again, it wasn't that bad, but it's just nothing personally for me memorable came out of that pay-per-view. You know what I mean? I mean, now SummerSlam's coming up, and I'm looking at SummerSlam, and I'm thinking, maybe we got 3 good matches going on, but I'm afraid that I'm not going to remember this because it seems like that they're watering down the product just a little bit more and just trying to make it so kid-friendly. And also, it really is having a connection to Linda McMahon Senate run. I'm sorry, I have to say this. I think WWE is doing something with Linda McMahon's Senate run. If they wasn't, why is the product suffering so much? Why is these characters suffering so much? Why is it that AW said something on Twitter, vote for Linda, vote or die, and you get rid of them? Is it because you're trying to tell people we don't have nothing to do with Linda McMahon's Senate run? which I don't, you know, tell me. Because if that's what you was trying to do, you're just making it more look like that you're putting money into the system. Now, what happens if she loses? Are we gonna see all these big firings? I mean, we already heard in the news that they didn't want to fire anybody just because, I don't know if it was a rumor or whatever, but I heard that she didn't want to fire, that they didn't want to let people go because it may look bad on Linda's Senate run. Now, why is it that you're so concerned about her Senate run when you have nothing to do with the lady anymore? She used to work for your company. She's not in your company anymore. So why are we so focused on making sure that it doesn't look bad in her Senate run? It makes me think that WWE does have something in their Senate run. It really does. And they're not building a case of surrounding it to make it seem like that it's not. Because because what are they saying and what they're doing is two different things. It's way two different things, man. And I mean, just think about it, guys. I mean, how do you feel about what's happening? And next thing I'm going to talk about is the Brock Lesnar and Triple H match. I mean, I may offend a lot of people. I may hurt a lot of people with my opinions about it, but it's just my opinion. Um, Let me know what you think about this video, man. Let me know. Put your comments down there, please, man. Put your comments down there. Let me know. You know, I'm back on YouTube, guys. I am back. I'm sorry for the long run. A lot of things was going on in life. Also, I was doing stuff on TWRnetwork.com. Also, check out The Rant on Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central. This is your boy, The Problem Child, saying peace, one love, and I'll be back for some more videos. Peace.